Well, hello everybody. Oh, I forgot to pour myself some wine. How is everybody tonight? Dave England, Wine with Dave. Oh, look, it's wine o'clock. It's going to be wine o'clock for the next hour. Hold on a second, folks. I forgot to pour myself some wine, and I've got to text my wife. Can you imagine? Can you bring me wine? See, this is crazy. This is crazy. This is what it's all about. You get everything ready, you get everything set up, talking to my guests, getting the lights, the camera, the action, and then Wine with Dave, I've got no wine. I've got nothing to drink. Go figure. Hey, we're going to be here for the next hour. I've got an awesome guest who's from Trinidad and Tobago, live right now in the sunny climate of the Caribbean. This guy's got a booming voice, and he helps you communicate. Well, enough of that. I'm not going to steal the thunder, and it is a lot of thunder. So he's going to be on in just a few minutes. So if you're just arriving on this page for the first time, or if you're not on Wine with Dave, just get on Wine with Dave, type in where you're from. It'll show up on the screen. It's going to be awesome. Who do we have? We have Michael White. What do you do here? Well, hello, Michael White, pirate. Nice. This is a show where I interview and build up and encourage local businesses. I interview people from all over the place. So would love to interview you too, Michael. Be great to have you. Just sit back, grab some rum, as all good pirates do, and just enjoy the show. All right, I'm going to get into the next segment, which is pretty awesome, and you get to guess some of the cool questions that I have. All right, you ready? Here we go. Let me tune this up. But again, if you're here for the first time, go ahead and go to the top and follow me. All right, did you know? I love this segment. You learn all kinds of crazy cool things. You guys ready for this? The word jiffy, okay, jiffy, we all know what that is. Jiffy is an actual unit in time. Did you know that? It is 1/100th of a second. I'll be back in a jiffy. That it already happened. It was that quick. Did you know that San Francisco cable cars are the only national monuments that can move? That's right, San Francisco cable cars. Who else do we have tonight? Yes, we've got Nikisha Ramey. Hello, Nikisha. How are you? Thanks for coming on the show. Well, let me move your words. Nikisha's on my mind. Nikisha, did you know that women blink nearly twice as often as men? That's right. So you guys that are out in clubs, if women are winking at you, they may not be winking at you. Just saying, they may not be winking at you. They may just be winking because they have to. Did you know that wearing headphones for just 1 hour will increase the bacteria in your ear 700 times? I bet you didn't know that. Our eyes are always the same size from birth, but our nose and ears never stop growing. Wow, getting a little insecure. Did you know that the average person falls asleep in 7 minutes? 7 minutes. Interesting, huh? And this I found really interesting. I bet you didn't know this. According to Chinese acupuncture, there is a point on the head that you can press to control your appetite. It is located in the hollow just in front of the flap of your ear. So I believe it's right here. There's like a little hole. If you put it looks like I'm putting my finger in my ears. I'm really not. It's just in front of the ear. You know? Just press it and then it loses your appetite. However, you do walk away with a headache. So, just saying. In a recent survey, Americans revealed that what fruit was their favorite smell. So just put in fruit and what you think it is. That's the first interactive Did You Know? Recent survey, Americans revealed that a certain fruit was their favorite smell. Did you know that when opossums are playing possum, they're not actually playing? They actually pass out from sheer terror. They are scared out of their minds. And they really do pass out as if they're dead. Did you know crocodiles and alligators are surprisingly fast on land? Although they're really fast, they're not that agile. So if you ever find yourself being chased by one, you have to run in a zigzag formation and they'll never catch you. You'll lose them every time. Just remember that when you're absolutely freaking out and all you could think about is living, just remember, zigzag. Go zigzag. Did you know that horses can't vomit? Horses cannot vomit. Got a bunch of people tonight. I'm gonna click on your name in a second. Horses cannot vomit. Interesting. Here's the next interactive. All polar bears are left-handed. True or false? Just put polar bear and true or false. I'm picking a winner tonight. Big winnings. Did you know that ostriches stick their head in the sand to what? Why do they do that? Just type in ostriches and why you think. All right, so 3 interactive questions, and we're going to end that segment of Did You Know? All right, recent survey. I don't even have wine. And where is my wife? I just text. Not that red. Not delivered. I hate that. Not delivered. Try again. She has no idea I don't have wine. On Wine with Dave. All right. In a recent survey, Americans revealed that a certain fruit was their favorite smell. While you're thinking, let's see who's here. Oh, and also type in where you're from. Nikisha, I don't know where you're from. Put that in there. That's awesome, mate, although I don't know what you'd interview me about. Well, you're in the Pirate Facebook page, so that would be cool. You know, like to interview you. Carly Couch, my niece. Gross. Wondering what you think is gross. The crocodile, horses can't vomit? Average person falls asleep. Oh, the headphones. Bacteria in your ear. I bet that's what it is. Patrick Pine. Okay, someone's already guessing. Strawberry. Patrick thinks it's strawberry. And Carly thinks it's orange. And Bonita Bev. Hey, Bonita. You think it's an apple. That's cool. Well, all 3 of you are wrong. It's actually a banana. Banana is the number 1 smell Americans love. We'll have to ask my guest. He's right now he's in Trinidad. Same time difference. I'm wondering, he must be sick of bananas, I would guess. Second question, all polar bears are left-handed. True or false? Patrick Pine thinks that's true. Let me move him over to the right. Patrick Pine, true. Oh, he guessed twice. Okay. He's the only one that guessed. I'm Scottish, and I think an interview would be cool. Nice. Are you from Scotland? Are you actually watching from Scotland? That would be cool. All right, the answer is true. Patrick, you got it right. You've got it right. It is true. All polar bears are left-handed. Lastly, ostriches stick their head in the sand. Why? You think they sleep? Lisa Smith, to hide. Bonita is actually answering my other question. Oh, you're from Trinidad and Tobago. Cool. Okay, actually, you're all wrong. It's to look for water. They're not afraid. They are not afraid. They're not like that other animal I talked about, playing possum, where they pass out from sheer terror. Ostriches are not afraid. They're looking for water. Is that stupid? Let me, stick my head in this hole in the sand. There just might be water. Speaking of water, where's my wine? All right, hold on, people. Hold on. I gotta do this thing. What is going on? Why am I not connected? Joanne? Something you don't do on a live show, calling your wife. Anyway, that was cool, huh? I like Did You Know? Did You Know is kind of fun. Hey, what's going on? Today is September 9th. September 9th. You guys ready for some interesting stuff happening on September 9th? Oh, where is my camera effects? Here it is. Overlay. All right. October 9th. Do you know what happened today? Well, this happened today. In 1967, Soul Man by Sam and Dave was released. Don't worry, there's no sound. You're not missing anything. Sam and Dave, co-author Isaac Hayes, found the inspiration for Soul Man in the turmoil of the civil rights movement of the 60s. In July of 67, watching a television newscast of the aftermath of the 12th Street riot in Detroit, Hayes noted that black residents had marked buildings that had not been destroyed during the riots, mostly African-American owned and operated institutions. They spray painted the word or marked the word soul on the buildings, relating this occurrence to the biblical story of the Passover. Kind of, pass over us. Hayes and songwriting partner David Porter came up with the idea, and in Hayes' words, he said, "It's a story about one's struggle to rise above his present conditions. It's almost a tune kind of like boasting. I'm a soul man." It's a pride thing. That's cool. Next time you hear Soul Man by Sam and Dave, which was released today, 1967, you're going to think differently about it. So let's turn that one down. So what else happened? Oh, I know what else happened. Let me shut this down. This happened. 1971. How many years ago was that? John Lennon released the song Imagine. The track Imagine became Lennon's signature song and was written as a plea for world peace. Years later, he acknowledged Yoko Ono's role in the song's creation and lyrics and stated that his regret had been that he did not credit her as co-writer because he just left that tight little relationship with Paul McCartney. I guess he wanted to be the sole writer all the time. But you know what? It's funny. If you listen to the words, and if you know anything about John Lennon, those words are very different from what John Lennon would use in a song. He just wouldn't speak like that. That's very, very Yoko Ono-esque. So I'm actually going to go as far and say that Yoko Ono wrote most of the lyrics, and he just jotted them down. Anyway, just saying, I don't know if that's true. Who knows if it's true. So that happened today. What else happened today? This happened today. Yes, in 1776, Congress officially renames the country, our country, as the United States of America today in 1776. Does anyone know what this used to be? I will tell you, it was called the United Colonies. But today they officially, Congress said, nope, we're going to call it the United States of America. And lastly, it's someone's birthday today. You guys like comedians? I wonder whose birthday it is today. Well, I'm going to show you his little picture. Boom. This guy, Adam Sandler, 1966. Little baby Adam Sandler came out. Came out of the womb. Ew. 54 years old today. I was going to imitate him. I'm not good at that, but not good at imitations. I guess I could try, but I'm not. Anyway, we're going to get on with the next segment. So that's what happened today, September 9th, 2020. Next week, my guest is Timmy Kumar. She works for a nonprofit called Help in Suffering, and it's in Jaipur, India. Yes, my guest is going to be in Jaipur, India. I think it's going to be like 6 a.m. in the morning over there. They're getting up early. I'll have to call her early, make sure she's awake. But she rescues animals that live on the streets, and she saves them and helps them. There's a whole team of doctors there. And the nonprofit's called HIS, which is Help. I just forgot it. HIS. Help in something. I forget what it was. But in the city, monkeys live in the buildings on the rooftops. They often fall, They land in the street, they get hit by a car. There's dogs, there's donkeys, there's camels. So she's going to show photos. It's going to be graphic. So if you love animals, it's going to be sad, but there's going to be a light at the end of the tunnel because she actually saves them, her and her team at HIS. So that's going to be great. Looking forward to that. But tonight you're in for a treat. Tonight you are seriously in for a treat. My guest is Daya Ottley. This guy is cool. He's a voiceover actor from Trinidad. He, in my opinion, is the James Earl Jones of the Caribbean. And you've heard his booming voice in commercials from JetBlue, Burger King, Pizza Hut, Coca-Cola, Mercedes-Benz, to name a few. Check it out.
The barbecue Stacticon has a deeper connection to man than anyone realizes.
And so is there anyone here who thinks Cindy and Ronald should not be joined in matrimony? Speak now or forever hold your...
Personal pop-up plasmas at every seat with over 300 satellite channels at my fingertips and enough legroom to stretch out and enjoy all of it. But over the years, I've been crawled over, dripped on, splashed up, hidden under, and so I've seen it all.
Hey guys, move up, move up. We're next to leave the shelf. We're the Coca-Cola cans that chill quickly, always refreshing, and we've got that group of...
The epitome of excellence. The Mercedes-Benz E-Class luxury.
Imagine owning a light switch that's smart enough to learn when your lights need to be turned on and off. A light switch that's stylish and changes its color to match every mood.
Welcome to the 2019 City Nature Challenge. Join over 150 cities worldwide as they compete to see who can make the most wildlife observations.
Beyond bronze, surpassing silver, greater than gold. Mackeson has been crowned one of the best stouts in the world. Mackeson, King of the Mond.
There he is. How you doing, Daya?
Hey, I'm good, Dave.
Okay, you are frozen, my friend. I can hear you, but you are frozen. So I am going to hang up and call you right back, okay?
That's not a problem.
All right. Boom. All right, let me just hang in there, people. Look at the little blue logo while we're doing this. And let's see. Let me see if I can bring in Daya. Gonna love this guy. And is he coming in? He's coming in. There he is, unfrozen. How are you, Daya?
It's interesting that in the Caribbean I'm frozen. I mean, that's a kind of oxymoron, Dave, for me.
I know, right? You don't hear that too much.
Yeah.
Dude, you're frozen.
Exactly. But hey, it's good to be here, Dave. Wonderful to be having wine. I'm actually having rosé. It's a wonderful drink from a company in Trinidad and Tobago, actually, called Carib. And it's a Caribe is the people that produce this. It's a wonderful rosé drink. I have to take a sip.
Oh, yeah. See, I would drink with you, but my wife...
I'm sorry, you...
My wife, who's 20 feet away, cannot get my text because it won't go through to get me wine. I'd have to leave my seat, and I am really tempted to. Why is it saying not delivered? Come on, man.
I don't know. I saw you trying to send your text, and I'm sorry.
Frustrating. You know what?
20 feet down under.
I know. And you know what? Your audio's coming in good all the way from Trinidad, and video is coming in pretty good.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
That's good news. So let's start right away. Let me just get my wife to bring some wine. Hold on a second.
No problem. You're going to call.
You guys are going to see... You're going to see a professional show in the making right now.
This is clearly a comedy show, Dave.
It is a comedy show. Hey, Joanne.
Yeah.
Can you bring me some wine? My text isn't working. Thank you. I don't even wait. Can't even wait for like anything because, we're live. Hey, so we're on a Friday morning LinkedIn networking group, and that's how I met you. And you're fascinating. Right. I love your voice. You did a presentation on communication. Let's get into this right away. Voice communication coach. Tell me what is that, and tell everybody what is that.
Well, voice communication, simply, Dave, is just as itself, as it says, is really just about being aware of yourself, firstly, because I think so many people are not aware of themselves, and it started with me having a whole journey about being aware of myself, but that's another story that we may get into. But it's really about communicating and paying attention to how you communicate with your voice. So, for example, you may take a phone call from someone after you roll off the bed and they know you woke up. How do they know you woke up? Because your voice communicates it. They don't see you. They can't tell that you're there unless they have cameras in your house. But they hear it through your voice. If you're sad or depressed, your voice carries all of our emotions. And the thing is, we can communicate with people via the phone or even in person. And you may not really recognize that you are communicating something with your tone, but your emotions reveal everything. And so, voice communication is teaching you how to really have control over that, be so aware of yourself, because as human beings, we're not aware. We're just going about life normally. No one sits down and tries to think, okay, how am I going to sound when I say good morning? So if I was really upset, Dave, and I came and I said, good evening, Dave, good to be on your show. Okay, and I communicated that. Even if you did not see me, you would say, Daya, something's wrong. Why are you sounding like that? So I could have had a really bad day, but I'm coming on here, and part of voice communication is just being able to understand your emotions. There's the wine, Dave. You got it.
How did you know that?
Well, I mean, there's only one reason why you turn to the side. It's had to be the wine.
Oh, you heard it in my voice. You heard my voice go up. You
It is
could
in your
tell.
voice. Yeah.
So yeah, so your voice, you could kind of hide your face, your emotions, but your voice is not.
Your voice can't hide it.
You don't have a
And
poker voice, right?
that's right. And you just really need to understand and be aware. We have to be so in touch with ourselves. I mean, as men, you're not taught to show your emotions, because it's like, hey, I'm not supposed to cry. I'm a man. And I'm not supposed to show that, I'm sad. I'm a man. But it's not weak. It's just a matter of being able to be in touch with your emotions, men, women, children. And so that's what voice communication is about. We learn so much about written communication and how to write and certain words to use. We know about body language. If somebody's only watching their watch, if you're watching your watch, I know you're saying that you're boring me. But watching your phone. But what about your voice? People don't pay attention to that, Dave.
Right.
About how you sound, how aggressive someone sounds. When we send a WhatsApp voice note to someone, and you can hear if someone's frustrated, it comes through your voice. So that's what I do. I coach people and teach them how to understand using their voice. And of course, everyone has a unique voice. No two people have the same exact voice, which is so beautiful and so awesome, and I just love it.
That's cool. So let me just say a few things. A few people are commenting. Michael White, I'm not sure. I'm Scottish, and I think an interview would be cool. He wants to be interviewed, but I asked where he's from. He said, I am. It is currently 2:09 in Edinburgh. See, Michael, that is awesome. It's after 2 o'clock. It's probably 2:23 now. And Patrick Pine just said that was fun. He was referring to your video.
Okay.
And also Michael White, who's in Scotland, just said this man's voice is extraordinary. Michael, I hope you're still awake. I hope you're drinking some Scottish some kind of a drink. So, and thanks for tuning in. Yeah, so this isn't just for businesses, right? Because people who speak in front of people, it's also for what? Have you helped and coached other people that are not even in business?
Absolutely. It's for anyone. And I've told people that the distinction between voice communication and public speaking is different. Because with public speaking, you're training people how to speak in public.
Yep.
But with voice communication, you're actually teaching people also how to speak in private. because if you're a boss, also it's business, but you could be a parent and you want to say something to your child, but you don't know how to sometimes change your tone to talk to your child because your experiences growing up, all you've known is an aggressive interaction. So you might say, okay, Susie, I love you so much, and I just want to let you know how much I love you. Okay, Susie. So you need to learn how to lower your tone. Susie, I just want you to know I love you so much. It's different. It communicates more emotion. It gets in touch with the person. People, the human brain responds differently when your tone is communicating the way it's supposed to be. Now, of course, if you're commanding an army, you wouldn't say, okay, soldiers, I really want you to march now. You wouldn't do that. So, of course, then you have to learn to be commanding. Soldiers, all right, march. And it's a different tone. So it's all about understanding when to use your voice, how to use it, and that's the importance of it.
That is so cool. I feel like I fail in that as a parent. I think I try to kind of cover how I'm feeling if I'm a little angry with my kids. I try to, change my facial expression, but I really think it comes out in my voice. And you got me thinking. I got to change that. Michael White from Scotland. We're having an interview with him right now, too. I am awake, and a drink would be very lovely right about now. I'm still awake somehow, and a drink, yeah. Well, have one. What's holding you back, Michael? Come on. We got an American here and a Trinidadian. Trinidadian, is that what we would call you?
That's perfect. That's it, man. Trinidadian.
And I never understood. Oh, go ahead.
No, I said, by the way, Dave, we hardly have many bananas. We probably have more apples in Trinidad than bananas, because I heard you say I probably had enough of it. But
Isn't
we
that
have
cool?
Lots of fruits in
Americans
Trinidad.
love the scent of banana. Are you tired of that scent?
I don't know. I don't really. I'm not very fond of bananas, actually. I love so many other different fruits we have in Trinidad. So
I'd love to go there. What's the weather right now?
Weather right now, so we have 2 seasons, whereas you will have 4. We have the wet season and the dry season. Right now it's the wet season, and well, in some parts in the states, of course, like Florida, so it's similar to Florida, where in the wet season in Florida it's just rain and hurricanes. It's the same type of weather we have because Florida is so close to the Caribbean.
Yeah.
So you would have that same kind of weather where at one part of the year, 6 months of the year, we have rain. And then 6 months you have dry weather, and sometimes it could be really dry.
Wow. So Danielle McLean said this is a fantastic initiative. That's cool. Deb Burton just said, I can't yell. My voice ends up squeaking. Those close to me will tell. The quieter I am, the angrier I am. That's good to know, Deb. I'm going to have to remember that when I talk to you.
And that's the thing, even for people who may have a squeaky voice, you could learn how to use that squeaky voice to your advantage.
Really?
Because some people think, I don't have a good voice, and it makes people insecure. But some of the things I coach people to do is understanding the power of your own voice. Everyone has a unique voice, and no one should be ashamed of the voice they have. So, okay, yes, I do voiceovers, but it's not just because of my voice. I've learned how to communicate with my voice.
So the average human has a lot of inflections in their voice, even though they might think they don't
know how to use it. Yeah,
they don't know how to use it.
It's like technology, or you have a tablet or a device, and so many people use like 25% of the features of the device, and they don't really fully use it. It's the same thing with our voice. We don't tap into the full potential of our voice.
That's cool. All right, next question here.
Yeah.
So what caused you to start the business of voice communication, helping people with their voice? And then we're going to get into the juicy part where you do the voiceover work for the Mercedes-Benz and the Pizza Huts and all that. I really want to get into that. And by the way, if you're listening, you can ask questions. They'll show up on the screen. We can ask Daya anything you want, and he's there, even about voice communicating. So, what caused you to start the business of voice communication?
All right, so let me take you back a few years. I wouldn't say how many years, but take you back a few years. And I'm going to take you from where you are right now in a time machine to the island of Trinidad and Tobago. It's a fairly good house filled with two older children, one younger boy, and this younger 5-year-old boy. You zoom into him if it's a picture, and he grabs up his brother's deodorant bottle and starts to talk into it, pretending he has different voices. That was me at 5 years old, practicing doing voices, and my family will always talk about that. And fast forward to a few more years, at at the age of 18, I started doing sales, just to give you a little idea, not being aware of my voice at all or using my voice. And the particular boss I had, he really challenged me to speak with more authority. I was really introverted, Dave. I was afraid to go and sell. I sold surge protection devices, and that's to protect power protection for people's computers and so on. So I sold it,
Wow.
and he challenged me. He said, you have to speak up. You have to open your mouth and don't be shy. Because I used to go to sell, and we all know if you're a salesperson, you can't be quiet if you're going to a business person. So I learned and I was challenged by this particular man to just really speak up. And I mean, it ripped all kinds of things inside of me because I was here, a young teenager, and not knowing how to explore these emotions and tap in and being bold and confident. And I had to practice. I had to go boldly, do cold calling, and I would start off, "Hi, good day, I'm Daya," and I would like, and hi, good day, and a lot of it came from deep down in here. Really had to tap into myself and not be afraid of that customer, and that was the beginning of the journey for me. And I then jumped to that. I went to do a rap recording by a friend of mine who had a recording studio. And when I started to, he said, "You ever tried to do voiceovers?" I was like, "No." And then he gave me a script to try it out. And he said, "You need to try and explore this. You have an awesome voice." But my script would have been very flat, monotone. And taught me inflection and so on.
Wow.
And after that, I then started working for a media company, and I sold airtime. So I was a little entrepreneur. I used to go and sell them ads. It's like, "Here, I can do an ad for you. I'll voice it, I'll script it, and I'll sell it to you." And that's what I started doing, and that's where the business really started to pick up for me.
That is
Exploring
cool.
using my voice. And I made money off of selling them because they're like, "Great, sure." Went by my friend, produced the ad, sold it to the clients as well as airtime on television and radio. And then from that, I started working in a recording studio. The recording studio hired me to sell studio time for people. But in that studio, Dave, I met advertising agency clients from all over, and I was working there. So they used to call me downstairs and say, "Hey, come and voice this ad for us." And I did that for a number of years until I decided to go to LA, Los Angeles, and further, because I figured that yes, in an island, it's a great experience, but I didn't have enough. I feel like I had so much more inside of me and I wanted to explore it. So I decided, look, I'm going to go to LA. I found a summit and I went to that summit, Dave, and it was awesome. I met all kinds of voiceover people who voiced stuff in NBC, ABC, CBS, all over. And I made connections with them. I made connections with a voiceover coach, and I did some training with her, and that just, again, pushed me forward even more.
That is cool.
Just to jump forward, I did ads for a number of years. I did broadcasting on a radio station in Trinidad for about 16 years. And then one day, David, just a friend of mine asked me, "Could you teach me how to speak?" I was like, "Well, you could talk." I mean, and then he said, "No, I want to know how to talk properly, if you could teach me some of that." And I decided to put something together for them. And then I recognized I brought all of those skills from since being 5 years old, having this desire to be on radio, being on radio and I worked at an advertising agency for a short time, so I learned how to write scripts and just everything about the creative aspect of stuff. And I pulled all that together and I created this program called Voice Communication. And I searched on the internet, and there are people who do public speaking, but no one really delves into the aspect of understanding yourself, being so aware and in touch with your emotions, because that's what they teach you in voiceover acting. All actors in Hollywood, if they go to acting school, have to learn how to act. And of course, a good voiceover actor, you have to learn how to use your emotion. You have to be so convincing with your voice, regardless of who you are. You have to be able to morph and use your voice to communicate. And that, as they say, the rest is history. I just started to continue to build. I call my company Vocalize.
Vocalize, yeah.
Yeah, which actually is the word, but I put a Y in it. And
sure.
It's just been so interesting because there's so many people I come across, and everyone's voice is different, and it's so much fun to customize things for different people depending on how their voice is. And it challenges people because people are uncomfortable in exploring and digging into their emotions and being uncomfortable because you're too stiff to just, and people who are, and then of course business people who have to make presentations to clients. You could have all the knowledge in your head, but if you don't connect with the audience with how you talk, I'm sure you've been in presentations and people will just stand up. All right, I'm going to show you how to, this product, we have a good line here, and everybody be...
Yeah. Looking down at the phones. You know, it's funny. I'm natural in front of people. I mean, I'll just say that. But every now and then, I do get a little stressed, and my voice goes up, and I speak quick, and the saliva gets caught in my mouth, and it's just, and I'm so aware of that. And it's like, Dave, slow the heck down. And then I have to actually just take a breather, and it's, man, you're right. I could have it all up here, but it's not getting out to the people because my voice, I'm just not controlling it. You know, it's like a muscle that it doesn't work out. Listen, I've got a few people that asked some questions. Let's see. This is Patrick Pine. Daya, I do a lot of sales. Can you talk a little on how you determine your tone and voice based on speaking to someone else, i.e. emotional intelligence? So how do you determine your tone?
I suppose what he's asking, if he's doing sales, is it depends on what you're selling. That's obviously important.
Well, you could sell me a goldfish and I would buy it. You just have... This is a beautiful goldfish.
Like the latest video I put up on LinkedIn was about presentation skills, and so it goes a lot more. It's a whole package if you're doing that, and certainly you can check out my LinkedIn page. It's Michael Pine. You can check out, I have a video.
Yeah, go down
LinkedIn.
Below his name, linkedin.com/IN/Daya Ottley. I checked that out. It can't just be. Right. I don't know why they do that.
Yeah. So you could go and check it out, but it has a lot more to do than just your tone, but your voice is important. So if you're making a presentation to business people, your tone has to be different from if you're making a presentation to millennials, or if you're making a presentation to a bunch of high school kids. It's different. You have to be so aware of your audience. So of course it's important. So go ahead.
The next question is about that, from Deb Burton. Is it considered voiceover if you record children's books? I always thought it would be cool to record children's books with all different characters' voices.
Yeah, that's actually what voiceover is.
Voiceover is that, audiobooks, yep.
Yeah, audiobooks. I mean, the world of voiceover is so large because if you think about the app that you use, Waze or Google Maps, if you jump into an elevator and the elevator says going up 1 floor, that's a voice. It's used. Voiceovers are used in arcade games and in everything. You have people who record their voice to do. So yes, anything you can think of that you're not seeing someone on screen actually and it's recorded, it's a voiceover.
Isn't that funny? Someone can claim that. Like I'm in Otis elevators. I tell people where to go. I tell people to go up every day, 1,000 times a day. Michael White from Scotland, which is so cool, dude, that you're in Scotland. How would I go about becoming a voice actor? I feel like I have potential, as I not only have a Scottish accent, it doesn't stay up there long, as I not only have a Scottish accent, as it's my natural voice, but I'm quite good at accents and impressions. I was just going to say a joke. Dude, if you're Scottish, you cannot be a voiceover actor. Because it's so thick.
You can't tell him, man.
I know, that's mean. That's mean. First time on the show, I'm already insulting him. I'm sorry, Michael. We can be friends, all right? You fine? So how does he start out? How would he start out? In Scotland, too.
That's really tricky.
Edinburgh.
Because you can... There are a bunch of people on the internet that do voice coaching, Michael. And it will be a matter of trying to get an audition with them, and they would hear you, and then they'll know how to start to tell you, okay, this is, and you just do some training. And what happens is, if it is you do enough sessions and they think you have the potential, they will then recommend you to an agent, and then that agent would obviously try to get gigs for you. It's that, but it can be, it's about a lot of dedication, hard work. You have to find the right voice coach, because there are some people who are patient enough and will work with you if it is you need a lot of work. There are some people who say, no, I don't think you have the potential, don't worry, and they wouldn't train you. So it's really about exploring. I mean, a lot of the good voiceover people that I met in LA, they went through like 3 or 4 different coaches to get all the skill that they wanted to get, and it took a long time. There's one particular guy I'm thinking of, he was there with me, and he had like a 10, 11, 12-year journey, and now today he's doing a lot of voice work for networks. And
wow, Netflix.
We both pursuing the voice work in the States as much, but he really did a lot more training and advance and had to explore and try out different people.
So tell me about, you were down there in the Caribbean. You said something about someone in the States said you need to come back because there is such a need for that Caribbean deep voice that you have.
Right, that's when I did the call.
Yeah.
So when I was on that session, I had shared that this is the same person that I connected with, the coach. When I went to the summit, they were letting voiceover actors come up and just try out some scripts. So there was this Michelob ad that I had to voice, and of course she was like saying, okay, try this, and then she did the accent, and she said she found it was interesting how I put up a unique spin, and she made the emphasis as a voiceover actor that you have a unique brand. And so everyone, especially if you're going into the voiceover acting career, everyone has a unique voice, and that's where I also pulled out the whole aspect of teaching people voice communication, that it doesn't matter where you're from. I've met so many people who put on a voice, David. I'm sure you've met people. You can hear that they don't seem comfortable in their skin when they're talking to you.
Yes, you could tell they're faking it.
Natural. Yeah, they either, well, good day, Dave, how are you? And they're just not comfortable.
Right.
And so the thing about learning how to your voice is a brand, and that brand, the voice that you have, learn how to use it uniquely. And so she actually told me, just be comfortable to use your accent, your voice, and let it work for you. And I actually got a few when I came back to Trinidad, and she actually gave me a lot of ads to do because of that unique. But of course, if you're not continue doing the training, they stop sending you the ads. So
you know what? Yeah, so that's a good thing. You have to be training. I mean, it's a muscle. It's like you're in the gym. You got to this is your gym right here, right? Yeah. There's something about a deep voice that just says truth to me. Okay. I mean, I don't feel like, I think if you could lie to me, I would believe everything you say. There's something about, I don't know if it's deep or if it's just you're so trained at how you speak. That's your audio brand, that you are so genuine.
Right. Yeah, I don't think it's depth, because you can have someone saying in a tone that's less deep, like, hi, Dave, I really think that this show is absolutely awesome. That's lighter. It's not as deep.
Let me just say, that sounded really good. Say it again. But say it like you mean it.
Dave, I think this show is absolutely awesome.
Oh my gosh. I think it's time for a virtual clink.
I think so.
So hold up your rosé.
Yeah.
And it's going to be in your left hand.
Okay.
I do this with every guest. So come on, Michael White and Patrick, you ready? Oh, I got to do it over here. All right, so now you're going to move to your right.
All right. Move to my right.
Ready? No, keep it over your left shoulder.
All right.
Much lower. Right there. Yep. Now move it to your left. Move it to your left. To your left. Keep going. Okay, stop. Now ready? On the count of 3. We'll move it to the right. 3, 2, 1. Come on. Move it to the right.
All right.
Don't look at me. Just trust me. Yoda. Ready? Go to the right. Oh, that was that was the slowest clink in the world. You barely even moved. All right, that's good. I'm going to put together a bunch of bloopers with that, and yours was really bad. I will just say that right now.
Thanks, Dave.
Oh, no problem. Anytime.
It looked like I had my whole glass of rosé, and I was like, oh, okay, Dave.
I know. There you go. Michael White from Scotland, from Edinburgh. I went to Scotland. I love it. And the guy on the plane said, have you ever been to Edinburgh? I'm like, no. And he says, it's pronounced, well, it's Edinburgh, but it's pronounced like bread and butter. I'm like, oh, I get that. And I remember that's funny that he's on tonight.
Edinburgh.
He's like bread and butter. So it's Edinburgh.
Edinburgh.
If you say Edinburgh, like Budda. Edinburgh. That's it.
Okay.
It's Glasgow, and Edinburgh. Anyway, what do we got? Deb Burton is drinking a glass of wine. That's cool. Bonita Bay. I have my glass of wine too. Come on, Bonita. Let's drink together. Michael White. He's got chairs. He's a pirate. I want to meet you in person, man. So, yeah, definitely follow. Hey, everybody, go ahead and just follow Daya Ottley on LinkedIn. He's got videos on there, and then you'll get into his whole world, and you'll love it. So let's get into Burger King and Mercedes-Benz, and how was it just going in and getting hired by these big names, and you're doing these?
Yeah, well, a lot of that would have been locally as well. There was some of those ads I did, but of course we have those companies in Trinidad and Tobago as well.
Yep.
And ads for those companies. And like I told you, when I worked in that recording studio that I worked in, actually had a lot of advertising agencies passing through. So what happened is that I would actually get exposed and meet a lot of the producers or the directors for those. So people who were with an advertising agency, they come in and direct the voice talent to how they want the ad done. And so that's where I get connected with all these people. And it was just absolutely awesome. I mean, a lot of auditions would have come as well. In the later years, I would get an audition script come into my inbox, and an audition, send it back via email if it's in the States, and I'll get the gig.
I'll tell you, it's exciting.
There's one client, City Nature Challenge. They're from LA, and they just use me every year. They just without blinking, just say, Daya, please script this for us. And I just have lots of fun with that as well.
City Nature is in the video, the teaser video that I played,
that's
right?
Yeah,
it's all the different cities.
That's why it's a global event. So, it's really an awesome journey doing that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Michael White is he's pitching himself. If you want a pirate interview, I'm 100% on board with that. No pun intended. I'm on plank with that.
I'm on plank with that.
They never walk the plank, That's a pirate myth. By the time they would set up a plank to make you walk down it, that's what they don't. They just throw them in the water. But anyway, man, it's great interviewing you. And anything coming up? Any podcasts or books or any classes you're teaching?
Uh, Pretty much, I am so occupied, Dave, with just doing the one-on-one coaching. I think that I prefer the one-on-one coaching. I get so much out of the one-on-one coaching other than a class because I don't want to just do something to make the money. I want to do something that would actually help people change their voice, their tone, because it's better. So if it is I can coach you versus an entire class, I can customize it to suit whatever your needs would be. And so I much prefer to schedule the one-on-one, and that's what I'm occupied doing. People reaching out to me, getting so active on LinkedIn now, and LinkedIn is a good space to be at,
Oh yeah,
particularly if you want to get business. So
unbelievable. Yep.
it's different from how it was years ago, man. And so that's where I live now, and it's been a really very interesting. So yeah, I am spending a lot of time. I've thought about doing like videos and doing a video course online, like recording it, but I don't think people will get the proper value.
That's true. Yeah, you have to be listening to them. There's a back and forth. So how does someone hire you? How would someone hire you? Vocalize.com or what?
Through LinkedIn, they could DM me through LinkedIn for now. Yeah, my site has been a little buggy, so they can't go to the site. But if they message me on LinkedIn or on Facebook, my Vocalize Us I'm on Facebook. Vocalize is on Facebook as well. So Vocalize US.
Vocalize, VOCALYZE.
Yeah.
Vocalize.us. Yeah, that's
not dot, just US. Vocalize Us.
right. Vocalize Us. Okay. Dot US.
So people can go on Facebook, and if they do that, they can message me through WhatsApp. There are different ways people reach out, and I found those mediums tend to be the places people are at more. Or on Instagram, I'm also Vocalize Us on Instagram.
I'm actually putting this on the screen. Vocalize.us.
Not dot.
Oh, I'm sorry. What is it again?
Just Vocalize Us.
Vocalize Us.
Yeah.
But
no
the website is .com, no?
No. That's why I said don't worry the website. Just use Facebook, which is facebook.com Vocalize Us.
Oh, okay. Vocalize Us. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I will put that on your head so people can see. You can't see this. I can goof around with you. Oh, he's got Vocalize Us glasses. That's cool. All right, enough of fooling around with him. Yeah, so guys, just follow him. Follow Daya. Great guy. So Daya, thank you so much for coming on the show. I love hearing your voice, and I love that you really help people with their audio brand. That they have a power, they have something, they have a tool that they don't even know about as they're speaking. Right. Even from all the way down from just being a parent, all the way to being a voiceover actor, and everything in between. That's really cool. Yeah.
That's not a problem, Dave. Anytime, man.
Really cool. All right. Well, you take care. I will see you Friday morning on Zoom.
That's right.
All right.
Okay, Dave.
Take care, my friend. Bye-bye, Daya.
Okay, take care.
All right. That was cool. That was really cool. Cool guy, huh? The deep voice, that boomy voice. Man, he's so I met him about 3 months ago. He's part of a LinkedIn networking. LinkedIn has some networking too, which is pretty awesome. If you're interested and you're in business, call me. There's my email right there. So anyway, I met him. I'm like, man, I love his voice. And his commercial, I mean, if you didn't see it, just back this video up. Not right now, but back it up and you'll see it. The little teaser video I play right before he comes on. He's done Burger King. He's done Pizza Hut, Mercedes-Benz, Coca-Cola, Barking Crab restaurant. I mean, he's done a lot. Not Barking Crab, one of the restaurants like that. But great guy too. Really good guy. So listen, that was good. This is the last episode of the summer. The last one. And I've been doing Wine with Dave one night a week. Starting next week, next Monday, we're back to season 2. Yeah, baby. Season 2. 5 days a week. I have September almost booked. And I got some really cool people. One person is a rocket scientist. Go figure. I got a rocket scientist on the show. I'm not stupid. Man, I got a lot of people. Who do I have? Want me to tell you who I have? Man, I got some cool people coming on the show. So next week, Timmy Kammer. I know I said Timmy as in Timothy, but it's a woman. Her name is Timmy. Timmy Kammer. She Help in Suffering. That's what the nonprofit is. HIS, Help in Suffering. She rescues monkeys that are hit by the car, and dogs and camels, and she has got a heart of gold. We connected on Instagram. She wanted to be on the show. I'm like, here's the dates. She's Monday night. You got to watch. I'm going to show photos, and they're going to be graphic. I just want to warn you. So, but they're not going to be dead animals. It'll be animals that hit by a car or something. This is not America, folks. This is the crazy world of Indian drivers, and anyway. And then Tuesday is Betty Galligan. She is a PR public relations queen. Eric Robichaud on Wednesday. He is a marijuana entrepreneur. He's going to show you how to grow pot in your house. He's actually got a big business going on called Green Goddess. Thursday, Danielle Haber. She is from N2 Publishing, and she'll tell you everything about that. And Friday this is really cool. Friday is Jack Borden. This kid, he's got to be 18 years old. He looks and sounds exactly like Jimmy Page from Led Zeppelin. If you are a Zepp fan, I would be shocked if you have not fallen off your chair after watching this guy. He's got the hair, the look, he's skinny, the shirt's open, he's pasty. He leans back. He's got Jimmy Page moves down pat. And he plays just like him. And he wants to be on the show. I'm like, yeah, Friday. We're going to rock next Friday night with Jack Bowden. And then next week, I've got a Viking who makes mead. And I'm not going to get into all that. Really cool stuff. So thank you for tuning in on the show. Yeah, I close with a joke. I do close with a joke. And I need to get my where is it? There it is. There's a closing. All right, so I have a joke I like to end with. You like how I set that up? The best comedians don't say I got a joke for 5 minutes and then they tell it. I'm not a good comedian. But, there's different times you can go to a dentist. But what's the best time? Do you ever think about that? What's the best time to go to a dentist? Do you know what the best time to go to the dentist is? 2:30. Tooth hurty. Tooth hurty. I think that's cool. 2:30. Tooth hurty. My tooth hurty. See you on Monday. Follow me. Go follow me. Tooth hurty.